Hi, and welcome to another episode of the DataStandard. I am your host, Darren Kaplan. The DataStandard is the premier user community for data science, machine learning, AI, and AR thought leaders. Today we have a very special guest, good friend of mine, Mathew Joseph. Mathew is the VP and head of AI for a multinational bank. And today we're going to be talking about AI in banking. But as always, Mathew, good friend, how did you get started in data science and how did you get started in data science and the banking industry?
Yeah, so thanks. First of all, thank you, Darren, for this opportunity to speak to the AI community worldwide. I really appreciate that. So I'm working with this Singapore-based company called Apar Technologies last nearly 2 years. And before this, I was working with IBM for about 12 years. And prior to IBM, I was working with Siemens and Indian IT major TCS. And currently I'm heading a artificial intelligence lab for a multinational bank. It's one of the largest multinational bank in the South Asia. So I'm leading their artificial intelligence lab, developing AI solutions for different business units and end-to-end banking.
What I love is that banks now are creating these labs for AI, and that's going to have some very beneficial impacts. So at a high level, can you talk us through what is AI in banking?
Yeah, so when we talk about AI in banking, I would take a step back and say how the different IT companies are approaching the industry. So you take the global IT companies who are in the IT services. So they all talk about building AI solutions for a certain business problem. So if you take banking, there are many IT companies who are talking about risk solutions or customer care or chatbot or analytics solutions in the fraud analytics solutions. And if you take manufacturing or heavy industries, there are AI solutions for predictive asset maintenance. Then in the retail sector, there are customer propensity solutions. So everyone is talking about a piece of small AI solutions, which is going to solve a certain business problem in a very big enterprise, right? So that's what you take any of the bigger IT companies, global IT companies, they are all building small AI solutions, be it a chatbot or a fraud analytics solution or a predictive maintenance solution. And then they go to the customers and try to sell it and try to solve a piece of problem, which is they have 100 problems and they are going to solve a small piece of problem. So we are having a different approach here. So what we are doing is we have the entire bank data in a big data platform. So our bank is spread across 16 countries in Asia, and we have the entire bank data on a big data platform. And then we look at the whole business end to end. We transform the enterprise. We transform the bank using artificial intelligence. We reinvent the bank using artificial intelligence. And every business problem, every business decisions, every strategy taken by the product owners or the CEO of the bank is driven by a machine learning solution or an NLP solution, which is developed from this data science lab. So that's the difference. So when others are talking about nuts and bolts, when people are trying to sell nuts and bolts, we are talking about the entire car. We are talking about the entire car in totality. We look at the entire bank, entire business, and then we transform the entire business and drive the business strategy, analyze the market trend, analyze the customer behavior, customer propensity, their interest, and analyze the operations, marketing campaigns, everything. So end to end. So it is not about building a small AI solution and trying to sell to a customer, or building a small solution and trying to plug into a big company or a big enterprise. Instead of that, we data is the business. So we look at business and we take the entire business data, entire banking data into the big data platform and transforming it and building n number of solutions. So that's a different approach which we are taking.
And I think one of the things that you said, I want to just double click on it, is reinvent the market. And the interesting times, because you were always going to reinvent the market before this thing called COVID. So you reinvented it, then COVID hits. So are you reinventing and reinventing? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, so whether it's a post-COVID, I will address it in two ways. So when we talk about reinventing, I'm talking about reinventing a traditional business. We know that banking is a traditional business. Banking is there the last 1 century. Go to any country, whether it's a multinational bank or a localized bank, the way banks are operating, it is more or less the same. Their products are similar, their strategies are similar, their customer experience are more or less similar. So we are talking about, so as a banker, so if I am a salaried person, as a customer, what is a bank for me? For me, it's a place where I get my salary every month, which is my income. Then I have my credit card, my debit card. I can go and go to the ATM and withdraw the money. Then if I want to purchase, I can have a house, I can have a mortgage loan, I can have a car loan, and then probably if I'm rich, I can do some investment. That's it. So a standard service or product for a customer from a bank, what we get is more or less standardized. So with that kind of rigid or a fixed service of a bank, we are reinventing and expanding the boundaries of banking. So I'll give you one example. So we have built a banking mobile app where we, based on the geolocation of the customer, if I am a customer, I have the mobile app of the bank on my mobile phone. Wherever I go, based on my location, the bank is giving me the recommendation. The bank has already analyzed my propensity, my profile. What's my income profile? What are my purchase behavior? What are my interests in terms of my hobbies, my purchase behavior, or my interest, or even my food habits, and what kind of movies I watch. Everything is analyzed, collecting all the data from the social media, my purchase behavior, online behavior, or my credit card purchase usage. With that, the bank has come up with personalized service for me. Right. So today, if I'm here in this place in Bangalore, in my city, and tomorrow I go to another city in India, Mumbai, and the bank knows based on my geolocation, this is where Matthew is. And at the time of the lunch time, the bank will give me the recommendation to a restaurant saying that I like Chinese food or Italian food. Based on my food habits, the bank will give me the recommendation. There is a restaurant near my location, half kilometer from my side. The bank has already tied up with all the merchants, whether it's the movie halls or the restaurants or the shopping malls, retailers. Everyone, bank has a tie-up. So the bank is recommending me at the right time based on my interest, my food habits, giving me the right recommendation, and I can go and pay, have my lunch, and pay using my credit card. I get a 15% discount or a 20% discount. And then let me come to some of the scenarios. So I move further, and then I go for a shopping. The bank already knows what are the kind of shopping behavior I have, whether I like electronic goods or my sports items. So the bank will give me the right recommendation, show that there is a shopping mall there nearby. And evening when I want to go for a movie, the bank already has my behavior and my interest, whether I like a English fiction movie. The bank will give me a recommendation there. I can go and go to the movie hall and purchase a ticket, get a 10% discount. And that's for my small ticket purchases. Even for my bigger purchases, like a car purchase or a home purchase, the bank already knows what is my income profile, what are the purchase behavior, what are my saving habits, how much is money I save every month, how much I spend, and what's my social behavior. So based on that, the bank will recommend me the right car, the right budget. And if I have to buy a house, the bank will, based on my uh, income profile and my credit history, the bank will give me the right, recommend the right apartment and the right budget. And he will say, okay, this is the best offer for you. And the bank already has a tie-up with those car dealers or the apartment owners. I get a 2% discount or a 5% discount. So here what happens is, for all my financial needs on a day-to-day basis, the bank is treating me, the bank is a financial partner for me. He is recommending me the best solution for me, and he is taking care of all my financial needs. So if you look at the conventional mode of banking, if I had to get a mortgage loan in a traditional bank, I had to go and give 100 documents, and I have to prove that all my credit history, and I may have to spend 1 month to get a car loan. But here I get, because all my data is already analyzed by the bank, all my behavior is analyzed, the bank will give me a loan immediately, and he will give me the best solution. So from a bank who doesn't understand anything about the customer, we are transformed the bank into a financial partner for every customer. So if I have 25 million customers, the bank will give the right recommendation and the right service, personalized service to each customer. So that's a paradigm shift. That's a total transformation of banking industry. That's a total reinventing. So we are totally reinventing the way a bank is operating, becoming a personal financial partner for every customer, real-time basis, irrespective of your location. So that's the power of artificial intelligence, which we are leveraging.
Financial partner. I like that. I like the way we can talk about banks as a financial partner, because my understanding is that there's a lot of startups that have asked the banks for that type of information, and the banks are like, nope, we're not giving you, because you're right, the banks do know the credit card transactions, the credit card terminals, all this information, and they will not share that. So I am okay with them not sharing it if they're going to be producing this great work that your lab is doing to give me back the value, right? Because it should be more than just paying. So if you're telling me we're on that path, that type of reinventing banking, I'm a fan of.
Yeah, so I agree. So if you are a service provider, if you are an IT service provider, where you are building AI solutions for a customer, no bank will give you the data. So here our relationship with the customer is different. We have a dedicated lab, data science lab for this bank, where our data science lab is an extension of the bank. And so we have all the securities, data privacy, everything in place for this bank. We are as good as a department of the bank, where we are building a number of data science solutions, AI solutions, to transform the bank.
It's brilliant.
So that's a relationship difference.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I know, I can't tell you how many startups call me, saying if the bank would give me this, I could do this. If the bank, and I love that the bank is saying, light bulb, we have this data. We can delight our customers, because what is, like you said, separating one bank from another? It might be an interest rate or the bank branch location. So this gives you another advantage over why bank with us, because if you get all this rich data. Question about.
So just to add on to this, sorry to intervene here. So if it is a software development IT company, if you are building a software solution, you don't need the data, right? So you can develop a software solution in Android, or you can develop a software solution in Java or .NET, build a solution in your software factory, go and sell to a bank or to any customer. But in data science, in artificial intelligence, data is your building block. If you do not have data, it is like you are swimming without water. You cannot swim without water. So the prerequisite to start swimming is you should have the water. And there are many people, IT service providers, who are simulating data. So it is like you simulate water in a bucket and try to learn or in a small pool, you simulate the water and try to learn the swimming. But there the swimming is totally different from you are swimming in an ocean. So to build an artificial intelligence solutions, you need to be in the middle of the customer where the data is there, and that's your step one. And you need to build on top of that. So that's a decision.
Well, and using that theme, which I love, swimming without water, what you just built is a moat as well. What a lead, what a moat, because even if I'm a software provider, I can't compete with you because you have all this data. That is a huge moat that you're swimming in. If you could look out, I'm not going to say 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, but let's just say, let's look out into the future. Based on what your lab is working on, how much are you seeing paper money versus just digital payments? Not Bitcoin digital, I'm just saying like tap to pay. Are you seeing a lot more mobile payments versus paper payments? And are you seeing that increasing or exploding in the future?
Yeah, so definitely. So the banks using AI, we are growing gradually, we are moving to digital. So our organizational mandate is to close down branches every year, 10%, 15% in every country. So we are, so because this is a traditional bank which is in operation for more than 50, 60 years, you cannot close down in day one. But gradually we are closing down, we are moving all the customers to digital and digital payments, digital operations, digital banking. And 2 years back, we launched our bank in a country in South Asia. And we are 100% digital in that country. And we build.
I just want to 100% digital, make sure we get the vocabulary right, means I'm on my phone banking,
Exactly.
right? I can go to a restaurant on my phone, pay, check my statements online. I don't have to go. I just want to make sure we in the audience can find out.
Exactly. That's exactly we are done. So this is a success story which we have done in one of the countries where we launched 2 years back. And using AI solutions, by building different AI solutions, we have grown from 0 to 2.4 million customers within 16 months. And we are 100% digital. We do not have any branches in that country. We do not have any office except we have a small office where the data scientists are sitting. So we have grown 100% digital. So that's the future. So whether any traditional business, whether it's a banking or retailer, or insurance or any financial or any of this industry, the future is reduce the physical operations and gradually move digital. So banking also definitely we are moving in that direction.
No, that sounds right. Now we're a data standard community. We are made up of AI, AR, machine learning, data scientists. You've been grateful with, we appreciate your time. How can our community help you? Is there something you'd like us to test? Is there a brainstorm session? So the question here is, how can we help you? How can we give back to you?
Yeah, so when we talk about helping, so this is all about understanding the business. So when we talk about building an AI solution, so the first thing is whether it's a banking or manufacturing or oil and gas or any industry, the first thing is to understand the business, understand the business problem, and then solve it using AI. So AI is only a technology and enabler. So you need to understand and then strategy, even the market strategy. So you say whether it's a banking or a manufacturing, you have a market, you have a customer. So use AI to understand the market behavior, customer sentiment, their propensity. So especially even when we talked about post-COVID-19 earlier, right? So even for post-COVID-19, everyone is looking at a recession. And every company, every industry, irrespective of the vertical you are, there is a mandate to optimize your cost, cut down your cost. So how are you going to take the decision? So there are many companies say, okay, we will stop hiring. That's committing suicide. There are many people say, okay, I will cut down my 20% on budget on my marketing or my sales cost or my operational cost. So all these decisions, instead of taking a random decision, we should be building AI solutions, data science models, machine learning models to take the right decision, to strategize. So for example, if you have a campaign management, if you have a marketing, you take the market data and analyze each campaign, which is giving you the more result, which is giving you better ROI. Focus on that. And the areas where, or the geographies or the demographics where the market response is bad, you probably cut down the cost there. Same is with your market sentiment, the customer, what kind of products they like, and which geography, which demographics. So come up with machine learning models and predict how your products, which product is behaving better. Focus there. And the products which are doing bad or the trend is declining, probably you cut down your cost there. And same is with your operations. So even post COVID-19, we should be using AI to do the strategy, market strategy, your business strategy, and every decision taken by a CEO should be driven by the recommendation given from a AI solution.
So
that's the bottom line.
So the thinking here is, love to get your thoughts on, if I hear it right, first come up with the strategy, then use the AI to inform it, or is it use AI to inform strategy? So the question is, it's think of the strategy and then deploy the AI to solve the strategy, to inform the strategy. Just, I want to make sure I get that right, as that's a really important comment. Is it, again, I want to get it to the editing, it's, let's make sure we come together as a team to understand and define the strategy, and then we use AI to influence and inform it. Is that what are your thoughts?
No, it is the other way. It's the other way. You have a business, say for example, you have a bank or you have an online retail store like Walmart, you have a retail store and you have all your products and all your business operations, everything. So you have the entire data on a big data platform for your entire enterprise. And then for your marketing, for your campaign management, or for your product sales, or for your maintenance, or for your operations, build machine learning model, build AI solutions there. And based on that recommendation, define your strategy. So your business strategies should be driven by AI solutions. So it can be a deep learning solution, it can be an NLP solution, or your social media analytics, or your customer review analytics, market analytics. It can be any number of AI solutions. From that recommendation, derive your strategy. Every decision taken by the CEO or your CMO or your CX of your company should be driven by a recommendation coming out from a AI solution. So that's the future. Whether it's you are in a banking, or you are in retail or manufacturing or any industry, that should be the future. And any decision you take for focusing your strategy, your product segment, or your market strategy, or cost optimization, anything should be driven. The recommendation should come from a data, from a trend, from an analytics. Do not take any decision blindly based on your gut feeling or based on your experience. Your experience has limitation, but the data is enormous. The data is real. You can build AI solutions, a number of solutions, and your strategies should be driven by AI solutions. That's the future.
Agree. Well said. And I think our audience can really appreciate that you just gave them some gold dust. So, Matthew, thank you again for being on the show. It's great to meet new friends. And for everybody, this is the DataStandard podcast. Our sponsor is Pandio.com. We thank you for watching and listening, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you very much.